Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today we're going to do, as we usually do, we're going to do another trainer unboxing. It's a pair that I picked up at the weekend and we're going to have a quick look at them. Before we get started, have a look at my decorations as well. I've gone and decked the house out a little bit, me and the missus. Obviously it's Euros time and it's also very near to the Olympics. So we've decorated the house with a bit of a Union Jack feel towards the place with some bunting both there. We tend to put things up there quite a bit just to tart the place up, like at Christmas and Halloween and that sort of stuff. Got some out on the line, great big Union Jack there as well, you know, just make the place look a little bit more homely and stuff, which is quite nice. So that's what that is there. So that's going to be in the videos for the foreseeable future. Any ones that I do over the summer, I imagine you'll probably see that there. We're not going to take it down or anything. But we're going to have a look at some trainers today, and then, like I said, they're a pair that I picked up at the weekend. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the model as well, and I'm going to tell you about what that model means and everything to do with the particular trainer. And they're a pair of Adidas Gazelle, not Gazelle Indoor like the previous ones that we've had a look at. They are a pair of Gazelle which are based on the 1991 design Gazelle. Now, what's happened this summer, Adidas have made a decision to phase out the classic sort of shape and style of their Adidas Gazelle, which is known as the OG, the original sort of Gazelle. And you will have seen them if if you like your trainers, you will have noticed them. You will know what they are. They're that very sort of slim, very simple shoe, which are just. In fact, I'll show you a pair now. It's these. That classic design of shoe. I'm sure you've seen people with them on. Everyone has them. In my opinion, everyone should own at least one pair of Gazelles. I've worn them for years. They're my favourite, ultimate shoe in terms of Adidas shoes. They're my absolute favourite of all time because they go with everything. They're just understated. They look great. The build is fantastic. You can get any sort of colourway you want to go with any sort of style, and they never ever look old. Even though I think this sort of shape of shoe came out in the 1960s. They're a timeless shoe and they look fantastic. But this sort of shape is being phased out this summer, and it's being replaced with the shape which a lot of people, especially stateside in America, would associate with the Adidas Gazelle. It looks similar to what over here we have known in the sort of early 2010s as a Gazelle 2. It's not quite the same, but I'll show you more about that in a bit. But it's certainly a different shape to this, which is that very, like I say, very slim, very streamlined shoe. If you don't own a pair of these, by the way, Gazelle OGs, I recommend you go and buy some very, very soon because, like I say, they won't be around for too much longer in this sort of format. They are still available, and you will still be able to get some, but you probably won't see them again for a good number of years in this exact style. So I would recommend you getting some. To put it in another sense, like I say, I've had these for years and I've worn them for years, and now my fiance wears them as well, and even my sister has started getting into them because they go with everything. They look great. So those the Gazelle OGs that are now going to be phased out, and the new shape is coming into play, and that's what we're going to have a look at today. So the pair that I picked up at the weekend, and they are this new sort of shape, and we'll have a look at them. So I'm going to change the camera angle up and I'm going to talk you through them and talk about the differences in design and why I like them, etc. And we'll have a look at them now. So change the camera angle up and we'll have a look into them. So here they are boxed up in the box. I picked these up from Shoe at the Trafford Centre at the weekend. I've been umming and ahhing about getting these for a few weeks anyway since I first saw them. And like I say, I don't tend to buy a lot in store, but I just thought, you know what, I'm going to get these. I used a bit of discount that I had to pick them up, and this is the new shape of the Gazelle that has come out this summer. And as you can see, they're obviously, first of all, not the same colour, they're green. They're this sort of very, very bright forest green colour, which it really jumps out at you. It's very, very bright, and I do like it an awful lot. And these were the first ones that I've seen that really grabbed me. They are going to be brought out, this new 1991 shape, in, I've heard, 53 colourways. So you can pretty much get any sort of colourway that you would want. Just bide your time, and I'm sure it'll come out. If you want white ones, they're going to come out. You're going to get lighter greens. There are some terrific looking purple ones that I'm definitely going to be getting later on, and also some white and blue leather ones that I like. But as you can see, compared to what we've just had a look at when I showed you before, they are a very sort of different shape to the OG, but they are still that sort of classic Gazelle style. Now, first of all, we'll go and have a look at the shoes to start with, and then I'll tell you about the differences and everything to do with that. Now, the actual shoe, obviously, is that sort of streamlined shoe, and they look great in terms of what I think is build quality wise. Features wise, they came with green laces as standard, and also a pair of extra white laces. Normally on my Gazelles I like to have white laces, but I love the colour of green on these so much that I will just be sticking with the green. As you can see, I have had them out of the box just to put some shoe trees in and get them up nicely laced and everything, and then just, you know, to make sure they're all good. But they haven't been worn yet. I've just protected them and left them as they are, left them with the tags on. You can see, compared to the OGs, the tongue is different, but it's that sort of classic 1991 style. They're a very streamlined shoe. Now, what I like about these is I was slightly gutted when I heard that Adidas were going to be phasing out the OG shape and replacing them with these, because, like I say, they are my favourite ultimate trainers. Like in terms of Adidas, they go with everything. However, when I saw these, I thought these look absolutely fantastic. I was slightly worried that they were going to look like the Gazelle 2s that came out in the sort of, well, the ones that we associate with coming around in the sort of early 2010s, but they're not. And the reason that I was gutted that I thought they were going to look like that was they were very, very bulky. They had a very rounded toe, they didn't have this sort of slant on them, and this sort of part of the shoe was a lot shorter. And on me, especially as a size 11, a bit of a bigger foot, and also the sole was also a bit thicker as well. And on me, as a bigger footed person, a bigger footed chap, they look like clown shoes. And I thought, you know, if they're going to get phased out and go back to that, I'm just going to never buy a pair again. But they have stuck to the design of the 1991 style shoe, which is this more streamlined shoe. And it doesn't look a huge amount different to the OG shape. It is obviously a little bit thicker. It's not quite as thin. The sole is thicker. The toe box on the tongue is the toe box on the front of the shoe is also wider and a bit longer than it is on the OG. But in terms of an actual profile of shoe, they look great. And I was really worried that they were going to look like clown shoes on me, but they don't at all, which is just, you know, a great result. I'm really, really happy with these, and I like also the fact that they have gone with the sort of thinner laces that is synonymous with the Gazelle OG, because the Gazelle 2s that came out, they had thicker laces, and again, it just made for a very bulky looking shoe that I was not a fan of at all. But these are the ones that I picked up. Obviously they're in this green colourway. These are available from Shoe right now. Certain outlets such as Size and also Offspring, and I think just like standard Selfridges stockers as well, have got a sort of luxury version, which are apparently made with a sort of higher quality suede. I've had a look at them in store. There really wasn't that much of a difference, certainly not £15 worth of difference, and I went for these. And I do, you know, I think they look absolutely terrific. I love the tongue. I love this sort of ripple effect on the tongue, which also goes down the front there as well. You can see that. And they're a great shoe. They're an absolute timeless classic. Like I say, I've heard that these are going to come out in 53 different colourways, and apparently once those are done, that will be it for this sort of shape of shoe. Whether they then redesign the Gazelle or whether they just kill it completely for a few years, I don't know at all. But yeah, like I say, they come with some spare laces as well, these white ones. I'm going to stick with the green because the green looks great, and also if they're going to phase out some Gazelle OGs in that style before, I'm going to keep those for if I need to relace mine, if mine get a bit tatty. I'm going to stock up on a couple of those as well, because even though I do love this new shape and I'm a big fan, I still am an even bigger fan of the OG sort of shape and silhouette, so I'll be stocking up on those just to make sure that once my current sets get a little bit battered, I can replace them. Which, you know, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 20, it could be 30 years before you see them again. You just don't know. It's totally up to them when they decide to release them. Obviously you can see the trefoil on the back there as well. So yeah, these are the new 1991 inspired Gazelle. Let me know what you think, whether you prefer these or whether you prefer the OGs. We'll have a look at them side by side in a second. But there they are. So these are the OGs on foot, as you can see. How they look like they are a very streamlined shoe. They're extremely comfortable, these. That's how they feel on foot and everything. And they're very, very low to the ground. They're a very low profile shoe. So that's how the OGs look. obviously, like I say, I think they go with everything. They're just a very classic looking shoe. As you'll see in a second, the new set, the 1991, do look quite a little bit different. And here is how the new shape look on foot as well, with your jeans on and everything. So as you can probably tell, there's not a huge amount of difference. They are slightly bulkier, they are slightly more rounded on the toes, and they're a bit less sort of streamlined and pointy. But in terms of how they actually look overall, they're not too different at all. And comfort-wise, which is the most important thing, of course, for shoes, they are exactly the same. They still feel as comfortable as any sort of pair of Gazelles. And looking down on them as well, they look an awful lot better than the Gazelle 2s did, for example, which, like I said, when I mentioned them before, they had a very sort of bulky look to them. These do look more like Gazelles. They're very hard to... Well, I can tell the difference, obviously, and I'm sure you can tell the difference too, but they're not such a betrayal from the OG shape. They are much more streamlined, and they look fantastic. And I've detagged them, obviously, so you can have a look at them on. But, you know, you decide what looks better on. If you think that you prefer the sort of OG shape, I'd recommend getting some soon before they go completely. If you prefer these, then you're in luck, because you're going to have plenty of different colourways and plenty of choice and plenty of opportunity to get them. So yeah, cheers for watching this quick look at the new Gazelle shape and the comparison on foot. Let me know in the comments section which ones you think you prefer, whether you prefer the OG shape, whether you prefer this new shape, and how you think about how they look on foot and everything. This is the first time I've tried to do an on foot look. Let me know if there's some way that I can make it look better. It's the first attempt that I've had. Like, I do all the filming myself as well, so it's quite difficult to angle the camera, so I hope it was okay, I hope it looked okay and you got a decent grasp of how they look on foot. But if you've enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like and a favourite and a subscribe to the channel as well if you can. I think I've just hit 50 subscribers, which I'm really, really chuffed about. You know, the support is fantastic to get 50 subscribers, and I've nearly hit 5,000 views on all my videos as well, which for, you know, quite a fledgling channel is, you know, means a lot. It means an awful lot, and getting some nice comments and nice emails from people. Shout out to JMO as well, who's given me an email and with some nice words. You know, I do appreciate that massively. But yeah, let me know what you think about the two shapes, which ones you prefer, whether you hate either of them, you might not like either of them, and let me know. And please remember to, you know, keep watching the channels, watching the videos, giving me likes, giving me subscribes and everything, because it just boosts it, and the better that the channel grows, the better content I can make. So cheers for tuning in once again, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.